You go around, you slap each other, and make noises like. I'm not even joking. That's a slapping noise.
Shut up and sit down.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Bradley Bardexismile, and I'm accompanied by the gorgeous
Sam, also known as Spins Rock.
for the DLGTP, Different Level Gaming, the podcast, episode 1. So we've been pretty excited to do this for a couple days now, actually.
I think more like a week.
It's been about a week, yeah. We organized about half a week ago. We got all the guys at DLG to actually start to help us out, which was really awesome. So thanks to Westy, Athasy, and Lord Dorfington, who's actually the editor for this. So if you hear some awesome intro, outro, any editing and stuff, special thanks to him because he helped us out with all that good stuff. But yeah, so we're gonna start off. Well, today actually I'll tell you what the agenda is. So seeing as this is the first episode, I think it would be fitting, especially for you guys, to get to know us a little bit. And so right now we're just gonna do a little small introduction to ourselves, and then a little bit later into the podcast we're gonna be doing our gaming bio. I would say is the best way to describe it. Saying how we got to this point, or the games that we used to play when we were younger. We'll also get into other things that we're planning to do with the podcast.
All right, yeah, sounds good. If you want to introduce yourself, Brad.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and start. My name is Brad. I am from the great nation of the United Provinces of Canada. I live in Dubai, and I'm the assistant coach for DLG Ice, which is a League of Legends team under the Different Level Gaming organization name. We're a Diamond Master / Challenger League of Legends team, and I've been coaching them for about a little bit under half a year now. And I also I play ice hockey. I am a lover of poros and an admirer of Emma Watson.
Quite the admirer of Emma Watson, if I might add. But hello, guys. As mentioned, my name's Sam. I am American, and that's the country that's better than Canada, just by a little bit.
Wow.
I also live in Dubai. That's how Brad and I know each other, actually.
We go to school.
We go to the same school. We're in the same class.
Yeah.
Like Brad, I also play sports. I play American football. I just started that this year. And right now we have the amazing streak of 0-6, I believe. So we're going strong. If anyone does follow NFL, I don't. But my favorite team's the Saints, just so I get that little trivia.
That's good.
So just a big thing about me is I really enjoy music, and my favorite music's generally 90s alternative rock. So it's some Pearl Jam, some Blink-182. I like some Red Hot Chili Peppers, more of their 2000 stuff Can't Stop or Stadium Arcadium.
This is good music.
Yeah.
I like that.
One thing about me is that I try to make people smile, try to make people laugh, and I think that's why I was
right in the feels.
Right in the feels. I think that's why I wanted to do this podcast, and it's exciting because I wanted to make something for people to see.
Yeah, I also enjoy that. That's one of the big motivators for being a content creator, is just the enjoyment of others.
Yeah, I've always been interested in creating content. I was one of those guys on YouTube, I think Brad can relate to this, where you're 11 and you're I'm gonna make some crappy live com, and then half the time you're just silent because you're trying to pay attention to it.
It's true.
But you kind of talk like this, and no one really appreciates it.
Being a little bit of a squeaker was always a bit of an issue.
I hated my squeaker voice so much.
Yeah, I can relate. I was actually I don't know how to describe it. I guess what's less than semi, a little bit less than semi successful Minecraft YouTuber. I had about 200 subscribers on the channel, and I was extremely proud of that when I was younger. But watching,
I had 16,
and going back onto those videos, it's a little bit cringy and high pitched and a little bit annoying. So I don't think I'm gonna be sharing that anytime soon.
How about this? If we what's a number, Brett? Give me a number.
A number. If we can make it up to the 50th episode and we get at least 1,000 views on each episode, I will personally release. I will share the.
And I'll do my best to find my old cringeworthy YouTube, Trouble in Terrace Town, Seniors, Carbon Copy,
Seniors, Carbon Copy.
videos,
GG,
and we'll react to those.
That's so great.
Yeah, but besides comedy, I'm very romantic. From the I'm a romantic, as in I feel like love's like the most important thing.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, that's great, and I still have yet to have a girlfriend, but that's all right. It's not that important, but
yeah, man.
man,
Take
we
Deadpool out on a Valentine's date.
Yeah, no, Brad and I, that's what we did Valentine's Day.
Yeah, we went to go see Deadpool.
Yeah, so it's fun. Brad is actually the love of my life. I don't know if he knows that or not.
That's so cute. Thanks, Sam. I'm so happy now. You just made my
actually, one of our fellow friends is, it's a bit strange. She says, I'm your father, so it's a bit of an awkward relationship, but Liam.
Oh, yeah. Sam is my father. Okay.
But we're also lovers.
A little shout out to Liam A right there.
We all need a shout out to Liam. We all have to do that.
Right. So, is this our awkward transition into the next segment?
So if you want to introduce...
Yeah, so we're just gonna be doing a little bit of a bio of our like gaming histories, like where we started off, how we got into, well, for me, how I got into esports, for Sam, how we got into just like playing all the games that he has enjoyed in the past, stuff like that. So, starting off, my, I guess, gaming history story would have been when I was around, it was probably a little bit before this, but it's like when I really remember was when I was about 4 or 5, maybe 6, with my cousins during the summer. Because before then, I wasn't really into gaming. I wouldn't really like take time off to play games. Most of the time when I was younger, I spent most of my time like watching TV, like Disney Channel kind of stuff. Which was actually great, like Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, like that was.
I've seen one episode.
I've seen so many of those.
The big joke, real quick, for me is that I didn't have a childhood.
Yeah,
because
you lived in Kosovo.
Yeah, because I lived in like third world countries for most of my life. So everyone's always like brings up something. I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is.
I played Pokemon last year for the first time, just so people would talk to me again.
Pokemon's man. All right, so I'm gonna start off about the age 4, 5, 6. And during the summers with my cousin, and if you're here, Greg, hi, with my cousin and my other cousins, which I probably won't mention by name just because I don't feel like it, but we, during the summer, we would play party games like Super Smash Bros. Melee, Mario Kart, Mario Party, all of those classic GameCube games. GameCube was probably the first console I actually got to understand.
Right.
With games like 1080 Avalanche, games like Resident Evil, I think was one of the first shooter games I ever played on the GameCube. I snapped my finger. What else? What else did I play on the GameCube? Luigi's Mansion, that was a great game. If any of you have ever played that, I love that. That's where that was the beginning era of Brad gaming, was just pretty much just summer and winter time, whenever I got to be in Canada, because me and Sam are both expat kids. We've never really lived in the countries that we're from. So
how many years have you lived in Canada?
I've never lived in Canada.
So you never permanently lived?
I've never lived permanently in Canada.
I've only ever permanently lived in America for about 4 years when I was first born, and then 8 months in Vegas.
Yeah.
But that's it. I don't know how I retained my American accent, but yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I was born in Canada, and then we moved to Saudi Arabia for a couple years, and then we moved to Lebanon, Beirut, for a couple years, and then we lived in Dubai for 8 years, and then we moved to Istanbul for 4 years, and then now I've been back for about 1.5 years now. Yeah. So back in Dubai. So yeah, that we kind of went a bit off topic, but it's good for you guys to know us a little bit better.
Yeah, and I guess I'll explain.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I was born in New Orleans, Louisiana. That's why I like the Saints. And so I lived there until I was about 4, and then my dad was offered a job at the UN in Kosovo. So my dad didn't know about Kosovo because it obviously had just gotten out of a war. So we moved to Greece for 6 months. My dad reassessed. Kosovo was safe. We moved to Kosovo for about 3-4 years or so. Then I moved to Vegas for 8 months. Moved back to Kosovo for another year. Moved to Cyprus, the northern side, so the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus, and that's kind of just right beneath Turkey, for about 4 years, and then I lived here in Dubai for about 1.5 years now.
Yeah. So yeah, you moved here when I moved back.
Yeah.
Same year. But yeah, I'll go ahead and continue. So after like for a little while, to be honest, like thinking back on it, I probably only thought that party games existed. Like I didn't know that like there were like other genres of games or whatever. Like I only knew party games because I used to play them so much and they were great. And that's really like where my interest in games started. And from there, I got a PS3 when I was like 7, I think. Was it even out then? When was the
year? You up in 2007?
Something like that. Maybe.
It would have, I think, just come out.
Yeah, because I got it like a couple weeks into it coming out, and I started.
Yeah,
playing.
I think they had like a 7-year lifespan, so 2014. Yeah, I think 7.
Something like that. So and I started playing games like Little Big Planet, Midnight Club, Los Angeles, which is a racing game. Doesn't sound as bad as it actually. It sounds worse than the game actually is.
Little Big Planet's great.
Little Big Planet was so much fun. You better not step on my patch, Sam.
Step on my patch.
Yeah,
I'll bring it down.
An inside joke that we will probably explain sometime, but for now we'll just continue going on. What was I saying? Yeah. So and I also got into playing like sports games, like, as everyone does, NHL, FIFA, that kind of stuff. Which now looking back, I kind of regret, but you know, everyone has their past life regrets. But,
all right, sports games isn't that bad of a past life regret.
But yeah, and then from there, this is when I made my epic transition to the PC Master Race, or I should say Mac Master Race, because that was the first computer like that I actually got that was compatible for any kind of computer game. Was and wait for it, we'll have a dramatic pause. Minecraft.
That's like what our age. That's like everybody.
Yeah, that's why there was a dramatic pause. You're definitely not gonna guess it. What was I gonna say? Yeah, Minecraft was the first game that I actually got into. I played an ungodly amount of hours in that game. Like I knew at least up until about 2 years before Microsoft bought it. I knew like everything about the game. Like there was nothing that passed my mind.
Yeah, of course.
And I played hours and hours.
Even when there's like Secret Friday updates, like that was what we did on Friday. You looked it up.
Yeah, I had no life other than Minecraft, and my buddy I would play so much with. His name was Gavin, also known as Captavian. We made a couple YouTube videos. Like just for Minecraft and stuff because we were really great friends and our both like biggest interest was Minecraft at the time. So
right. Yeah.
That's how we like kind of got into it. And I played so much Minecraft.
Minecraft was really great for like kids like making like friendships and stuff. Because I don't know about you, but like my longtime best friend for that like 3-4 years now, Morgan, he and I really hit it off because we both played Minecraft and we both played the Zombies game mode in Call of Duty.
Yeah.
And because of that, we started talking, and that's how we ended up becoming such best friends.
Yeah, and back then, I think Minecraft had a better community than it does today.
Yeah.
Because back then, it was more, and this sounds like really, I don't know, discriminative against age, but like back then, it was mostly like mid to older teens playing the game, and I was considered like one of the younger people playing, and I guess it helped me, I guess you could say, mature a little bit, but now today it's mostly just a lot younger people playing, and they can get a bit annoying because I guess they just don't understand like online relationship and stuff and issues like that.
I think the thing is that I don't know about you, Brad, but people have multiple adults have told me that I'm very mature for my age.
Yeah.
I think that's just because of our expat experience, probably.
Yeah.
But I think the problem is a lot of kids aren't necessarily mature. And they resort to like your mom jokes and stuff rather than just being like creative or trying to build like a healthy
relationship. I totally understand.
So I feel like that's the main problem with it. I feel like that's why it's such a boring game to play now.
Yeah.
I actually preferred it. This is gonna sound extremely hipster.
Yeah.
But when there's less content in it, like alpha.
Well, yeah, because I feel like at some point, like especially when Microsoft bought the game, they started adding in things that didn't need to be in the game.
Right? Isn't there like fish now?
There's different kinds of fish,
right? Like,
and then there's also like random like mechanical redstone things like hoppers and stuff that were completely pointless. But regardless, moving on from Minecraft, after I had like a 4-year streak with that game. It was crazy. But and I also had a pretty successful Minecraft server, and we had like a couple like a good amount of players on it every day, and
We had a couple players on it.
no, not a couple players. But yeah, me and my buddy from school, which I haven't talked to him in a while, so if you're listening to this, just message me, you know who you are. And yeah, from there, one of my buddies named Axel introduced me into this magical computer program that goes by the name Steam.
Oh.
And the first game on Steam Praise Gaben. The first game on Steam I actually ever played was, of course, TF2, because that was such a big thing back then.
Yeah.
I had about 400 hours in TF2, in maybe like a couple months into playing the game, so it was crazy. Me and him, we used to have like 6-hour gaming sessions every like Friday after school, and it was crazy. It was insane because we had hockey the next day. Like, we had like so much in common. We would just spend hours together, like playing games, going to hockey, and then playing more games, right?
Right.
So
yeah.
It was crazy. And so I played so much TF2, and then obviously being on Steam introduced me to so many different kinds of games and genres and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so eventually I found, which is to this day still my favorite video game of all time, not game. Like, I'm gonna like cut the difference here. So to me, a game is something that's like storyline based, and there's like it's linear almost.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, if I were to tell you what my favorite game right now was, I would be like, oh, it's League of Legends, right?
Right.
But League of Legends is not my favorite game. It's my favorite, I guess, activity or
hobby,
something like that, because it's a little bit more than just a game to me specifically, especially since I've gotten into like esports and stuff. But my favorite game of all time is Half-Life 2.
Yeah.
Half-Life 2 was
it's a very original opinion, Brad.
So, okay, so I totally understand that. Like, I know how a lot of people, like, really like Half-Life 2. But for me, Half-Life 2 was great because it was the first, like, actual, like, storyline game that I was actually, like, let to play. Because, and the story is so in-depth and it's awesome just thinking about, like, all the stuff that happened in this universe.
I think the thing with me with Half-Life is that, don't get me wrong, Half-Life's a good game. I'm going to please, comment section, calm down.
I won't discourage you, Sam.
But, I appreciate Half-Life for its story. I like watching YouTube videos about Half-Life a lot. Mm-hmm. But I extremely dislike silent protagonists. And I understand the point of the silent protagonist is to get you to be immersed into the game.
Yeah.
And act like you're Gordon Freeman. But I prefer to be told a story that I am not in. That's like, this is a story.
You like to be like a out-of-body experience, like a third person.
Yeah, like, oh, look, this is what's happening right now. And if you want to be, you could be a part of it, but not like, this is this, and you are the god. But I really...
I can understand that.
See, I think that's why I appreciate the story of it, though, because when I'm, like, watching, like, the idea of it, I'm hearing like,
then you
Gordon
think
Freeman,
of the person.
Gordon Freeman did this, and he killed the person Zen, I forget his name. I think he freed all those like water goblin monsters. I appreciate that more then. So I think that's my main problem with Half-Life, and also I played it extremely late after it came out.
Yeah.
Like, if Half-Life 3 came out, I would totally buy it and play it. And
for sure.
I mean, absolutely. Don't get me wrong.
But but when Half-Life 2 came out, it was pretty revolutionary because of the graphics and the physics engines and stuff like that. It was crazy for its time. And also, so it does make sense that eventually over time, you kind of like didn't have as much hype for it because
of course, But also, like I said, it's like one of your first story games. I had played so many story-based games to that point.
Yeah, it was pretty much my first story game, other than I played Portal before that, but I didn't really enjoy it because it was more of a puzzle game rather than story game. Yeah, Portal 2 was good because of the story. But
really amped up. But Portal 1 was like...
Portal was just a puzzle game.
This robot solved this. You escaped. I hate you.
Yeah, pretty much. And then around the time that I was playing Half-Life 2, I was also... I got alpha keys to... a different Mojang game called Scrolls, which was a card turn-based game like that. It was just... I don't know how else to describe it. It was just a card turn-based game made by Mojang, and I got a couple alpha keys to it. I got really involved in the community, obviously, because I was really interested in getting another Mojang game off the ground. And I played that for a long time. I've been on, like, multiple live streams for it. People would ask me questions, obviously, because people, like, all those Minecraft players are interested, like, oh, what's Mojang doing now? Like, because they're releasing a new game. And it was a really good game, and I'm really surprised it didn't, like, get as successful as it should be. I mean, it kind of makes sense, like, how it didn't get as successful as it could have been, plainly because they have Minecraft and people are going to focus on that. But Scrolls, I really did enjoy Scrolls. I played it for a long time, and now I still play it when I have, like, nothing to do.
I just talking about the success of Scrolls, I feel like, personally, I feel like it could have been advertised better. Cause I'm not taking a course in business.
Yeah.
Let me talk about my class.
Yeah, go
Anyway,
ahead.
but we recently focused on marketing, and I, as a consumer, I never knew about scrolls until recently.
It's because they didn't want, and I actually have the answer to that question. It's because they didn't want because there was 2 sections at Mojang.
Right.
There was the Minecraft section, and then there was the scroll section, and
Yeah.
they didn't want to leech off the Minecraft section.
Yeah.
Eventually, if you do, like, I think even if now, if I open up the Minecraft launcher,
You see
it
Scrolls.
does say that there's a
Yeah.
Scrolls logo there. But they really wanted to try their best to make their own game rather than leech off the success of Minecraft.
Yeah, well, I had heard of scrolls, but I assumed it was some like older game like Half-Life 2 that everyone talked about. But I didn't know it was actually a Mojang game or
Yeah.
Mojang until I saw that on the Minecraft launch screen.
A funny story, actually. I have a Scrolls T-shirt, and
Yeah.
on the back of it, there was a tournament, a Scrolls tournament that was hosted around, I think it was around Europe, and at the time they were being sued by Bethesda for
the Elder
word
Scrolls. Yeah.
they were being sued by Bethesda, and so the tournament, the game itself was still called Scrolls,
Yeah.
but on the back the tournament was literally called the Rolled Parchment Tournament. Because that's what a scroll is, and they couldn't use the word scroll to describe anything else because they were currently
wow.
being sued by Bethesda. So the tournament was called the Rolled Parchment Tournament.
Bethesda did add in an Easter egg to Notch in Skyrim, though. If you climb to the very top of a mountain, you find a pickaxe stuck in a pile of stones called like the Notched Pickaxe.
That's pretty
and it gives you like extra mining ability or something.
That's awesome. And then after I kind of like dropped my scrolls, and this is like one of the biggest parts of my story, is I started, and it's kind of weird talking about video games and transitioning into this, but I started playing on a baseball team at my school in Istanbul, or softball team at the time, because they weren't letting us play baseball. But and I went on a traveling team to Prague. I think Prague's in the Czech Republic.
Yeah, Prague in Czech Republic.
Yeah. And I was there, and I got to a host family which had 2 twins, and I was with my buddy Tommy. Hey Tommy, you're probably watching this because I'll probably end up sending it to you. But me and Tommy were at this host family with 2 twins, and I had already heard about the game because some of my other friends had been playing it, but I was never really exposed to it. And every time, like, we would get back from the games, the baseball games of the day, and we'd go home, and we would all have our showers and stuff, and then me and Tommy would go and we'd sit and we'd start talking about stuff. But the 2 twins would just go in their room and go on their computers, and they would just play this game for so many hours. And I got intrigued, and I was like, shoot, what is this game? What are you playing? And it was League of Legends, and it's a completely different game than it is today, because that was a really long time ago. But it was really interesting watching people play that game for the first time, because especially looking back on it,
Well,
like, that game made no sense to me.
Yeah,
looking
no,
at it.
I understand where you're coming from, because my friend played Dota 2 a lot, and I'm not saying they're similar at all, to get it wrong. I'm just saying the genre is similar.
Yeah.
And then MOBA, I've seen like 3 lanes and like 5 champions. I was like, what is going on here?
Yeah, I was really confused when we saw that, and and I was like, "What is this?" And they're like, "Oh, it's League of Legends." And at the time, I think Season 1 World Championships were going on, so I started playing League around Season 1, mid through end of Season 1, and they made me install it on my Mac, and we played until I had to go back to Istanbul, was where I was living at the time, and me and Tommy introduced it to all of our friends back in Istanbul, and they're all still playing it to this day, which is awesome because it's like one of my favorite games. But it's League of Legends is like a really big turning point in my life, because I finally found something that I was like passionate and like good about. So I've been working with a lot of esports teams since then. I've now like landed a really good position at DLG, coaching. I'm the assistant coach for DLG Ice, which is really good, like in my eyes at least. Like, and I'm saying like from a coach's perspective, it's pretty biased, but I think they're a really good team, and we can do some awesome stuff. So it's really nice for that. But other than League of Legends, I've recently, or not recently, within the past couple of years of me playing League, I've gotten to games like CSGO, which I hit Gold Nova Master in before the rank system like got completely destroyed. So that was my peak in CSGO, which I enjoyed that game. It's not something I would like invest way too many hours into, but it's something I play just for the lulz. also, and this is a kind of weird thing to say now, especially since it's been like so many years since its release. Like in the past couple of months, I got into playing CS 1.6 just because it's really the patterns and stuff and the way that the game works has really intrigued me. So I started like trying to focus on that game because I just thought it was really interesting, especially how it was an old game that I missed out on, with all like the shooting patterns and stuff like that, which was always really, really cool. And what else do I play? Do you can you think of anything else that I play, Sam? That I talk about?
No, in all honesty, you play CS 1.6 in League. That's it.
Right now, yeah.
Yeah.
That is pretty much. And then I just I play GTA 5 a lot, just because I enjoy, like, the game itself is just random and fun to mess around in. I finished like the storyline at least like maybe a little bit under 10 times, just because I enjoy it so much. But yeah, other than that, that's really my gaming history. Yeah, if you have any questions about it, you can ask me a question in the comments or on Twitter at badexpos11. But yeah, that's my storyline in the video game industry. And actually, a little part that I kind of missed out was me and my buddy Roman. We had a little bit of a gaming company called Overlord Gaming, which we actually made some like. They weren't good, but to me they were awesome. We made a couple games. One called Bumpakas.
If we again talking about that reaction video, if we get to the 50th episode, we'll upload Bumpakas for people to play.
Yeah, for sure. No, I would upload it right now. It's such a great
game. We held tournaments last year in our school
for the game because it was so much fun. It was man, I love that game, and I was so proud that I made that. But yeah, I dabbled in game creation, and I'm in a game creation class right now at school. So hopefully that's another thing that I can pursue if esports doesn't work out too hot. But yeah, that's me.
As you realize, that's one thing about our school. You can either take a game creation class or a business class. You can't take a business class and a game creation class, which you would think you would be able to take both.
You would need both to succeed.
The school's a bit confusing.
It's interesting, yeah. But then again, I think we kind of don't give them enough credit because a lot of schools don't have that kind of option, especially around the world.
Please don't get me wrong. There's a lot of kids who hate on our school.
Yeah.
I really like our school.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with our school, especially since we don't get that much homework compared to a lot of other schools.
The thing is, grass is always greener on the other side. Of the fence.
Yeah.
We know people who've gone to, we live in Dubai, I'll say ASD, which is like the
DAA.
Which is like
these are like the biggest
crown jewel.
The crown jewel schools of the country.
I know them now, and they're like, no, I wish we were in our old school.
Yeah, because it's so chill.
Yeah.
And we would have, and it's not like we don't learn anything. Like we do,
we learn the same things.
Yeah, and it's also cheaper. So you spend money on your gaming gear and stuff.
We just lost all of our ASD fans.
We just lost all of our ASD fans. Rest in peace. Yeah, but yeah. So that's the end of my gaming bio, Sam.
I guess we'll start from beginning like you. I would say I have an older brother, who is about 6 years older than me, and he used to play games a lot with his friends, and we had like a PS1, a PS2, but I didn't really get into gaming until PS2. I remember having PS1, but I don't really remember ever playing it because I was like a toddler.
Yeah.
But I would say I started really.
Oh, that is a part that I've missed. I did have a PS2, and I used to play a couple games on. But continue, sorry.
But I don't think I really started playing too many video games until I was around like 4 or so, and
that makes sense.
Yeah. So I had like a PS2, and the very first game I can only remember ever playing 2 games when I was 4. Actually 3. It was Spyro. Mm-hmm. Which I got so frustrated in because I was 4. I didn't know what you were supposed to do. And I just ran around like the main hub, just like the first level hub, just over and over again. And I was like, "Can I buy these butterflies? What's going on, man?" I got so annoyed. Spider-Man 2, which was a great game. 4 games? Ghost Recon, my dad. There was like a split screen and started off with the Ubisoft, but it's like the old Ubisoft logo. Started off so like it went like dun 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 dun. It was amazing as a child. And Sly Cooper. Sly Cooper 2 actually was my first one.
This is really interesting because like I've known Sam for about a year and a half now, and I've always known that he's been like he really likes this game called Sly Cooper, and I have no idea. Like I remember last year I tried to Google it, and then I was like, okay, whatever, and I just closed the tab, and I never really like got to understand it. So can you explain to me what Sly Cooper is?
Well, like right here on my little sheet of paper, we wrote like a little manuscript.
Yeah.
I can confidently say I've beaten Sly Cooper 2 and 3. If we add them together, at least 200 times.
Wow.
Sly Cooper 1 about 50.
Okay.
Sly Cooper 1 is Sly Cooper. All right, so there's a big difference between Sly Cooper 1 and 2 and 3. 4 doesn't exist, by the way. We don't talk about 4.
We don't talk
it never
about 4?
happens. Sucker Punch didn't produce it. It's a different company.
Oh, okay.
And it was like the dialogue was stupid. And we're just really
We're talking about it, Sam. We have to don't talk about.
We're editing this out. Okay, editors on that. But yeah, Sly Cooper 1 is very similar to almost like imagine like a 3D Mario game.
Okay.
As to like you get like if you get hit once you die. Like
Okay.
you don't have a health bar except you can
Yeah.
get like these. You can get 2 lucky charms. The lucky charms let you get hit, and then like
Yeah.
you do like a little dance. You're like ooh,
Makes sense,
and then you
sense.
can do it again.
Continue.
In 2 and 3, they implemented a health bar. It really changed it. Had
Okay.
more of like a RPG
Health system, RPG system.
Yeah,
Yeah. That
it's
makes
like
sense.
2 and 3 became more open world, except it was like they had like 8 small open world
Okay.
8 open world maps, and
Okay.
1 was more linear level based.
What is it? Was it like third person or
Third person, yes.
side scrolling?
Third person.
Third person?
Yeah. And it's one of the it's a PlayStation bestseller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because it's up there with it wasn't as successful as Jack and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, Ratchet
but-
and Clank. I played a couple of games.
Yeah, but it's up there with them.
like Crash Bandicoot.
It's like just right beneath them. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So but yeah, Sly Cooper 1. It's just you like this like gang of 5 animals.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Cooper. All right, let me explain. It's like Cooper is a raccoon.
Mhm.
He comes from a long line of thieves.
okay.
But they only steal from like bad people. So he's like the Batman of thieves, essentially.
He's the Batman of Thieves.
Yeah, and so he comes from a long line of thieves, and then one day this group called the Phoenix Five came.
The Phoenix Five.
Yes, it's a group of 5. There you have like Rowley the frog,
Oh.
Mugshot the dog,
That's
okay. Miss Ruby the crocodile, and she does like voodoo stuff and it's like freaky.
Spooky.
Spooky. You have Panda King, which
Panda King.
if you can
That's a name.
guess what he is.
That's a bit tough. Let's see.
He's a koala.
Is he a cat?
Anyway, I think you have Clockwork, which is like a metallic owl. And this is why if there's an old girl in my school who liked owls, I was like, you're sick. So they come, they murder his parents, and then they steal like his like.
That's not okay.
They murder his parents, and then they steal his his family book that has like all like the thieving techniques in it. And so Sly Cooper 1 is about going back, you get your revenge. You're essentially like Batman, so I mean like you go into an orphanage,
Yeah.
and you meet your 2 best pals, meet Bentley the turtle,
Aw.
who's like really smart.
Is he slow?
He's not that slow. I mean, you don't play as him in 1.
okay.
And then so you meet Bentley the turtle, and he's super smart. They meet Murray the hippopotamus.
Hippopotamus.
Yes, and he's the brawn.
He's the brawn.
He's the brawn of the group. He's a bit slow, but he can drive well, and he'll beat the crap out of you.
Okay.
Except for Sly Cooper 1, he's a pussy.
Okay.
Sly Cooper 2, I don't know, he put on a different mask, and then he was ready to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yes, it's just about you go back, you get your revenge, you collect all parts of your thievius raccoons, and each level you can like find like clue balls.
Yeah.
And then if you get all clue balls, you have a safe and gives you a special ability.
Okay,
So like eventually you can get like you can jump in water, you don't die.
So is this a game that you can grind?
It's not like a level up system.
Okay.
No, it's not a level up, but it's more like you find a piece. Almost like if it's like the same thing as in if you're playing something like Destiny or something, and like you find a good piece of
Yeah,
armor.
but I think you can kind of like grind in Destiny, can't
Okay,
you?
yeah, because that means like you kill a boss repeatedly. This, no, you don't do something repeatedly. It's just you find something and then you get a piece. So it's not you don't really grind it.
I got you.
Unless like you, I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah.
unless you're going for like world record stuff. Which is, there's a major glitch with like shoots you to like the final level or something. People have beat it in like 5 minutes. It's like you get a cannon, it shoots you, and then like you're in the final boss fight. What am I gonna do?
I only have 11.
So yeah, so that's Psychic Hero 1. Psychic Hero 2 becomes...
It's like, no, wait, 1 second, sorry. I saw this meme of like, I forget what the caption was, but there was like a picture of like a little tiny mouse, and he had like a toothpick, and then there was like a giant dragon, and it had like something to do with like
final boss
battle, final bosses, and it was so funny.
That makes sense, yeah. And then, but eventually you get to like Clockwork, who's like been alive for like 500 years, and he's just fueled by hate, and his whole entire...
He's fueled by hate.
Yeah, and he just wants to kill you now. He's like the whole entire time, he's like, I killed your dad.
Let the hate flow through you.
Exactly. The thing is, to this day, it's one of the hardest boss fights I've ever played. Like, I when I was younger, I had to get my brother, and I went back and played it last year. Mm-hmm. It's still a difficult boss fight, because he shoots, like, these rings, you have to, like, go through them, and you're, like, riding on a jetpack. And, like, you're riding on a jetpack, you have to shoot him and go through these, like, rings, and then eventually, you shoot him, and he, like, crashes into lava. But then you have to climb up this, like, complex building to get to him, or while lava's rising. So you have, like, a certain time limit, there's, like, lasers going on. It's complicated as hell, but, yeah, you eventually you get your revenge, get the final piece. Then Psychic Hero 2 comes around, and it's different plot lines. I won't go into that too much.
Yeah, we've
just,
already got four minutes of Sly Cooper. So
it's a good game. Wait, man, we talked about what? Half-Life 2, Minecraft for like 10.
Okay, yeah.
But Psychic Hero 2 comes around, and it's more of like a more open world. Yeah. You play as different characters. Psychic Hero 3 comes around, you play as like 10 characters at some points. And like Bentley's in a wheelchair. I won't spoil it. I won't go into why.
Oh my.
But yeah, it's quite depressing.
Aw. I don't like depressing games.
Yeah, no. It's
so many sads.
It's quite upsetting. And then the end, like, it really got to me when I was younger, and I was just like, man, I don't want this to be the ending. And then Psychic Hero 4 came out when I was like, guy would have been like 12, 13 or something, and then I was like, you know what, I was fine with the other ending, we don't need this at all, never again. But yeah, so that's like one of my favorite games. That's my favorite game of my childhood. I also play a lot of Spy vs. Spy, which, you go around and you slap each other and make noises like, I'm not even joking, that's a slapping noise.
Nice.
But yeah, I won't go too much into that.
That sounds like a great game.
It's an amazing game. Like, don't get me... You do that.
That's pretty savage.
It is pretty great. But one game that... Alright, so you got into sports games. One game that I got into when I was younger, I guess I'm not too proud of it, but WWE.
I have WWE. I like WWE. The games. So technically, in my eyes, the games are more realistic than the actual
because you don't know
who's gonna win the games. So theoretically,
it's more realistic.
You should just play the game and not watch any of the WWE. Because especially today, most of the storyline in it is so bad and cheesy and predictable.
I never watched WWE. I watched a little bit of it. I only play the games because like Rey Mysterio.
I think I actually have it right here. Wait, let me continue.
Yeah. So yeah, I used to play WWE a bit with my brother and some of our friends.
Yeah, and all these NHL games.
Oh, dude, Brad had to pull out 4 NHL games, but yeah, so that's a bit of a dark memory. But as I grew up and matured, I played the most skill-based game, I think, more than League of Legends.
Oh my.
I know exactly what he's gonna. I started to play Call of Duty with my brother.
Oh, Jesus. No, please.
First online game, I went like 2 for 10, so that I got 2 kills, 10 deaths, so that went well. I mean, I always liked online. I always appreciated it, but I didn't like it that much. What I liked a lot was when I was like 8.
And before you go into that, I'd just like to clarify that I absolutely despise of Call of Duty, and there will be, so I'm not going to go into so much depth right now, there will be a dedicated episode as to why I dislike Call of Duty. So just keep your ears peeled for that. Check your inboxes weekly for the why Call of Duty is the worst game of all time.
I'm pretty sure it's a bit better than Superman 64.
Superman 64 was great, Sam.
Okay. I mean, at least Call of Duty works. You put the disc in sometimes.
Blow on the disc.
Yeah, blow on the disc. You just see something you want. You're down. You're going. Then you wipe it with your shirt. You're like, come on, it's gonna work. The scratches went away. Blow on the disc. Yeah, I
By
really
the way, sorry if
appreciate-
you hear me sniffling. I have a bit of a cold, so.
40 minutes in. But yeah. I started to appreciate the zombies game mode in Call of Duty because I never played a horde mode before. Mm-hmm. And to this day, that's the only reason why I buy Call of Duty now is because of the zombies game mode. Recently, I peaked at 541st in the world for Der Eisendrache, or however you pronounce it. It's
Der
like,
Eisendrache!
Yeah, Der Eisendrache! It starts off, it's an opening cutscene, it's like a German guy going, Fuss, 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 fuss! It's a giant, like, male robot running at him, and the guy pulls out, like, a rocket launcher, he's like, behind the apple!
Man, German is so awesome.
German is the best language.
Especially because, the reason why the words in German are so long is because they take words and they combine them, right?
Yeah, like, I'll explain one word I
There's
found out
some
the other day.
crazy words in that language because it's just like, and the way they sound are just so almost anti-elegant.
Yeah.
And I that's the only way that I can kind of like describe
Which
it.
isn't very elegant of you.
I mean, I guess, but it's like there's a lot of yeah. You know what I mean?
My friend recently, I have this one friend. She's a bit short. She's like 4'11".
No, this story, man.
And my friend, I have a bit of a history with this person. And my friend kind of despises her a bit, but I won't say any names just in case she watches this. She'd be like, "Ooh!" But he's like, in German.
But if she has any deductive abilities, it's not that hard.
I may have another German friend.
Okay, all right.
He's like, in German, we would call her and then I'm sorry to any German.
That was just him being mean, and that's not actually.
But it's something like Scheisenhausen or something like that.
so elaborate.
And he's like, because she's 4'11", he's like, Scheisen means standing, and Heisen means blower.
That's terrible. We're not gonna continue on that, so continue with your
yeah. So but I just really appreciate the zombies game mode. It's really fun, and everybody like play like the first map that came out where it just had guns, and it's like one room. No, like, sorry, 2 rooms.
Okay.
And it has guns, and you sit in a corner, and you have, like, all your friends, like, 9 o'clock, and, like, the lights are out, and then you're on, like, round, like, 10, and, like, guys, we're on round 10, and you're like, alright, like, you run out of ammo, you're like, I ran out of ammo, like, you run out, you try to get ammo, and, like, all the zombies crowd, you die, and you're like, no, you're like, don't get me, live on, I'll be okay, I'll buy another,
leave me to die,
live, and then you die at round 10, and you're like, good job, guys, it's a new record.
GG.
And then like now a new map comes out, we get to around 62 with like our like you gotta solve like 10 puzzles, and then you fight a final boss fight, and that takes like an hour and a half to get to, and you're like, what's going on? Yeah, but I play a lot of that, and I also play a lot of Borderlands 2. I don't play it as much anymore because it's been out for like 4 years, but when it first came out, I was heavily into that. I have like every character level 72, OP8,
Nice.
all that fun
72 the
stuff.
max?
72's max. I know what they did. Originally 50 is max. They released DLC to give more,
Yeah.
and then eventually you have everything. And your dude walks around and can't die. But yeah, I used to play a lot more of that too.
So that's a real grindy game.
It's extremely grindy. It's completely RNG based. Whether you're gonna get like these legendary weapons.
Yeah.
I said legendary in quotation marks. 'Cause, like some of them, it's like this: you get one gun and you move at a snail's pace.
Okay.
And every time you shoot, it goes.
Don't kill my mic, Seth.
It killed my ears.
You're taking revenge on my mic.
Yes. Cause now I associate every piece of technology with this weapon. It goes. And you reload. It goes. Reloading. It's called the Bane.
The Bane.
And like,
The Bane of existence.
There's all that quest where they're like you find like dead people and they like leave radios. They're like, I had to get rid of it, the curse, and then like they bleed out and die. And so you're like, and then in the background right here, you're like, in the background, you're like, what the hell's happening?
Man, that's crazy.
But
I've seen some weird stuff in Borderlands, like Minecraft tunnels and stuff.
Yeah, there's a Minecraft Easter egg. So like you like find like these dirt blocks and you punch them and you break them.
And there's like
it's a giant creeper called a badass creeper comes walking up.
Yeah,
and you get a sniper that shoots arrows like Minecraft arrows.
I've seen quite the Borderlands videos about like stuff like that. Another game which I never really got into, I'm not sure if you have, but I've seen like some really hilarious mods for was Skyrim.
Oh, Skyrim! I got into Skyrim.
Yeah.
When I first bought it, I played it and I didn't follow the guy you're supposed to follow. He's like, I will bring you to the stones. You'll choose your path. I walked the opposite direction. I got killed instantly. Went, this game sucks. Picked up a year later.
Yeah.
And then I spent so many hours.
I never really got into any of the Elder Scrolls games other than Daggerfall, or which wasn't too bad. No, it wasn't Daggerfall. It was Morrowind that I played.
Oh, Morrowind. That's a big one.
Yeah, I never really minded that one. That was the only. And I played a little bit of ESO, which was Elder Scrolls Online, which kind of like, I guess you could say flopped, but...
Well, no, they actually, when they first came out, it was terrible. Mm-hmm. Now they have Tamriel Online, which is actually pretty good.
All right.
And it's no longer a subscription.
I can try that out. Yeah, I'll try that
You
out.
buy it once, and then you're
Nice.
good. Yeah, so, but one game I forgot to put on my list, which is... It was my favorite game of all time, and now it's probably like second favorite game, and Brad knows what I'm talking about probably.
Maybe.
Is actually The Last of Us.
The Last of Us, yeah, I totally
Because
forgot about that.
I really appreciated the narrative of it. I played that game like...
You also may or may not have had a crush on one of the characters.
I slightly had... Alright, let me explain. I had I went into like a depression. I know it's a really teenager thing to say, but I have my parents got divorced, and I was like very upset by that. And I was just kind of like, well, if I thought my parents were like superheroes, right? So I was like, well, if they can't do it, I was like, well, what's the point? And also like my dog died recently and stuff, so I was very upset. And oh, thank you, Brad's giving me a hug. I remember I played the first like 5 minutes. And I went, this game's terrible. Why am I playing this?
This game is terrible.
And then like a week later, I saw it. I was like, I'll give it another shot. And then I played all the way up until like the final level. I played it one day, then I had to go to bed. Woke up next morning early and beat it. And then went and like played it again. I played it on like the hardest difficulty, and I got a DLC that made it harder, which is terrible, by the way, because you have like half health, and the guy shoots you in your kneecap, and you fall over and die. You're like, oh no, what? The kneecap, and I'm just sitting here trying not to break my controller. Because like in the middle of the summer, it's like 4 a.m, and I'm awake because I can't get past this one guy who keeps shooting me. And I'm like sweating my butt off.
It's like that reminds me of like, it's so funny. Like when I started playing Fallout 4, that's right at the beginning of the level. Yeah, it's another good game. Right at the beginning of one of the first levels, or like no, it's like 2 or 3 hours into the game, you just have to like walk into the city, and there's this guy with a rocket launcher or whatever that is.
Oh yeah,
and he just you just get completely destroyed. Like you can't do anything about it.
He's got a fat man. He shoots mini nukes.
Okay.
So you like walking around, you walk across this bridge, and I was like, and there's like no warning or anything. You just, like you walk out, and you explode, a mini nuke happens.
Fallout 4 is a subject for another video. So let's another.
Yeah, we'll talk about Fallout 4 another time. But, so I went and played Last of Us so many times. Just probably because I had a crush on Ellie a bit at the time. That's my only fictional crush, really. But I'd probably say one of my favorite games of all time is actually Red Dead Redemption.
Okay, I never actually played that.
I just like it because of the main character, John Marston. Do you mind if the game's been out for like 5 years? Can I do a spoiler?
Yeah, go ahead.
So in the end... you do everything like the police.
Wait, by the just in case, because I don't want you all to hate me. Asterisk, spoiler alert, asterisk. Okay.
Spoiler warning, yes. But then, so you do everything like the police tell you to, and then they're supposed to like let you go and be happy and stuff.
Yeah.
But one day, like 30 cops show up to your house. And like they have like guns aimed at you and stuff.
Yeah.
So what you do is you get your wife and your kid to go and ride away on a horse.
Yeah.
And then you step out right in front of them, and they'll just like murder you. And it's like you go out and you have like 6 bullets. So you go out and like you're in like the aiming mode, the slow motion aiming mode. You're going like, what's happening? I can't kill all of them. I thought I was supposed to. And then you watch yourself get shot and like fail to breathe.
Whoa.
And like die. And I remember being so upset by that, but I appreciated the character of John Marston so much for that. And then eventually, it goes on. You become his child.
That's crazy.
And there's like one side mission called Redemption or something.
Yeah.
And if you go and follow it, you find the main guy who told them to go kill.
Well, there better have been, Sam. If there was the Red Dead, the Redemption.
We had the red part, the dead part. Where's the redemption? So you go and you kill the guy who killed your dad, and then like one of my favorite songs in OST of all time comes on, Dead Man's Gun, and and like the credits start playing, and it's like such a good ending.
Nice.
Yeah.
I played I haven't played too many games with amazing endings. I could probably give that one a go, because, like, I've been disappointed by a lot of game endings. Like, it kind of ties in with movie endings, because I've watched so many great movies that ended terribly. Like, what's one?
True.
I can't think of any one specifically.
I have a different of opinion. I like bittersweet endings.
Yeah, I guess.
But like I like the ending of Red Dead Redemption. Like that's bittersweet for me because like it makes you really appreciate the character more.
Yeah, but it was like sad
and now he's
stuff.
dead. But it makes you really appreciate the character more.
Yeah.
So it's bittersweet. I like that kind of.
Right. So is that your gaming bio, Sam?
I would say it's about my gaming bio. Yeah, I mean, right now I'm just playing a lot of zombies. Occasionally CS:GO, but that game
That's just for us.
that game gets me angry.
To be completely honest, me and Sam are really good friends. But to be completely honest, we don't play that many games together.
No, I mean we have a very different.
We have a very different, we have very different like sections of the gaming world. So I guess that's what makes us really good, like I guess casting partners, because we won't like be completely biased against certain things. Cause
And also I feel like you're very big into the competitive area of gaming.
I'm a very competitive gamer.
And I think I can get competitive if we're playing like sports and PE or something.
Yeah.
But I prefer being like a casual type person. Because like in school, I hate when people get competitive over grades and stuff.
Oh,
Nothing
yeah.
makes me angrier. If people
We're not gonna name any names.
Hassan.
Hey, I just said we're not gonna name any names, and you go and name a name.
Well,
Okay.
you can bleep that out if you really want to, Brad. You okay there? Brad just broke his wrist. Anyway, it's okay. We're gonna keep going through the podcast.
I'm just trying to open up this box of vitamins. But it's not like.
But like if like in sports, like it's like not about like who wins or loses in my opinion. It's about like the fight you give for it and stuff and how well you played. But like the losing team will be like, hey, good job. I'm not gonna be like you're terrible. Sell your skins. Sell your skins. And it's the same thing. Like with CS:GO, people like get angry and frustrated.
About
I'm just
skins.
Like, about skin. Yeah, they get angry and frustrated, and like you're top fragging, and then like you die because you're the last person alive. The guy who's bomb fragging, he's like 6, is like, you're terrible. Kid, sell your skins.
Especially since we play, and I'm sorry if this is offensive at all, but especially since we play on the Middle Eastern servers, there are some bad people on there.
Yeah, for sure.
Like playing wise and like personality wise.
My favorite though is when you get people who are like, please a BB rush B, yes, very good.
Please a BB rush B. But yeah, so that's us. If you have any questions for us, you can go ahead and shoot them down in the comments section. Do you have a Twitter, Sam?
I do have a Twitter handle at SpinsRock. Okay. But just a fair warning, if you do tweet at me and I don't tweet back,
it'll probably take a while because
it's not because I hate you. I really like you, but I don't check Twitter a lot.
Yeah. Well, you should, especially if it's podcast.
I want to start trying to be more active on Twitter.
I'm on Twitter every day, so
I've made like 2 tweets and it's about Brad's live streams.
So maybe if you want to get a question over to Sam, but you can't reach him, just tweet me at BradX11. I'll throw them at him. But yeah, social media wise, Twitter's pretty much the only way that you can reach me like publicly. Otherwise, just go ahead and comment down in the comment section below, unless you're on iTunes. If you're listening to us on iTunes, then just go ahead and like search up on the YouTube channel or just tweet at me and you can reach us. So just to go into a couple of the things really quickly before the end of the podcast about the stuff that we're going to be doing in the future, is a really big thing that I'm really interested in doing. Sam might not be so much, but it'll be interesting for you to learn about it more.
Yeah.
Is I'm going to be interviewing some people with pro gaming roles, like coaches, coaching staff, players of specifically DLG Ice, the team that I coach, but I'll try to get other people on, like if we have the coach on, we'll talk to him about his like coaching style and what he thinks about other coaches, and then players and like how they think that they're like, let's say if we have the jungler on, we'll say like how he plays the jungle as opposed to some other professional players.
And also obviously like when a tournaments are going on and stuff.
Yeah,
I'll obviously talk about DLG and reflect on how
and I'll throw in some
played.
I'll throw in some stuff like that. But I just got to make sure not to give out our strats. Like, oh, we're gonna be.
We
playing...
rushed B too much.
We rushed B too much.
That's how I understand League of Legends. You rush B.
Yeah. Another thing that we're gonna be doing is things like everything wrong with blank game or everything right with blank game. Maybe we could like do some like gaming histories kind of stuff. We'll definitely have as many guests on as we possibly can.
Real quick, I said in our script, I said for next like week like gaming news, and I said maybe something like talk about Fallout 4 DLC, and then the day after I write this, Fallout 4 DLC gets announced. And I was like, did I call it or did I call it, Brad?
Yeah, so
we'll be 2 weeks
we can
late.
talk about that next.
We'll be 2 weeks late to it, but you'll know in a week's time.
And also, a segment that we're actually just gonna drop in here right quickly before it ends is before that, you can we'll do a little bit of a Q&A section if you guys want to ask us questions, so we can like throw those either. If you tweet me, I'll probably just respond to you. But if you like contact us any other way, we'll probably just talk about it in the podcast. But the last segment of the show that we're going to be doing today has the best name. Sam, would you like to?
Absolute BS.
So Absolute BS doesn't stand for what you think it stands for. It stands for Absolute Brad and Sam, and this is the least gaming related thing to the podcast.
Yeah.
But sometimes it'll be related, but it's just pretty much about just life stories and hilarious stuff that's happened. So I'm gonna go and tell a story about the past week. And I think it's pretty funny. I'm not sure if it's one of those things that you have to be there to find hilarious, but I thought it was great, and I hope you appreciate this too. Over this week, me and Sam exchanged going to each other's sporting events. I went to one of his football games, and he came to one of my hockey games. And I went to his football game, and we were like one of the first people there because his field was right next to our school, so we just walked there. And we were in the changing room or the dressing room or whatever you call it in football or whatever. But we were sitting in there, and we were there for about 10 minutes. And then this guy walks in. Sam was in the bathroom. Sam was in the bathroom, and this guy walks in, and he's wearing, like, American flag socks.
An American flag, like,
an American flag shirt with, like, an eagle, like, on
like
it.
soaring.
Yeah, and then, like, stripes and, like, stars on the shoulders. And this kid looks awesome. Like, honestly, if you're listening to this, we should become friends, please. Like, I want to get to know you better, because you are hilarious. But this
Shout out to Henry, man.
Yeah, Henry. That's his name. This kid is hilarious. And he just kind of introduced himself. We shook hands and stuff, and then me and Sam sat down. I think he went to go pee or something, and me and Sam, we were just talking, and then he finishes up in the bathroom. He goes up to the sink, and you just hear like a...
It's one of those like pump sinks?
Yeah, one of the pump sinks, and you just hear like a... And we're like, and then there's a pause, and then there's another pause, and then there's a... And then he's just... He goes completely insane, and he just blurts out, "Some damn atheist drank all the soap." And I was so confused. I looked at Sam and I was like, what is this guy talking about?
And I was like, I don't know, he does all this stuff all the time. His full name, I won't say his full name, but it's like Henry Animal.
Yeah, his name has to do with animals.
And he comes from Pittsburgh, which has like the biggest like can I say it?
Yeah.
It has the biggest furry conference.
Yeah.
In like the world. So the biggest joke is that he's like a furry.
Yeah.
So I told Brad to ask him about how he feels about furries, and he was like, "Damn furries!" Yeah. He just goes crazy. No offense to any furries, by the way.
Yeah, no.
Personally,
we don't have any problem. Yeah, whatever floats your goat, guys. I know
I have my own personal things which people would find strange.
Yeah.
Brad, everybody, Emma Watson,
yeah,
a stalker.
Hey, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't. She's a great human being. Anyway, so that's my story for the week. Sam, do you have anything, or do you think?
I'll start off mild. I have some great stories, but I won't get too.
He has some I won't get too insane,
but we'll just start off with one time I was visiting my dad, and he was in this hotel room, and just a quick story. Him and my brother get a little bit hammered.
Oh, jeez.
And we're coming up back to our hotel room, and we go up. We're in the elevator, and we get up.
But
to the floor.
Sam, was your brother of age?
We don't talk about it.
We don't talk about it?
No, we don't talk about it.
Oh,
jeez. It wasn't in Dubai, so we're
okay.
It was not in Dubai. It was in another country.
Don't mention it. They can arrest you, Sam. Just continue.
I wasn't drinking. There's like this corridor, and it gets splits up into two. It makes almost like this diamond shape, and it's almost like a bit of League of Legends. Like it's like top and mid. And it goes like up and makes like a diamond shape, and comes back down to like the center again. Okay. And our room was at the center. Okay. So they decide it's a good idea to race each other. And so my brother runs to the left, my dad runs to the right, and they run. And I'm just behind my brother, like, what's going on, man? I get there, my brother's at the door, and my dad comes and runs, jumps, and does a flying kick. It hits my brother straight in the chest. And I just opened the door in time, so my brother lands inside the room rather than like breaking the door down in some like Marriott hotel.
That is great.
Yeah.
Well, and to be fair, that I've heard some great Sam stories. That was like one of the worst ones, and you see how much I've just laughed. So be excited for this segment on Sam's behalf eventually.
Yeah. So my dad's quite the man.
Yeah. So we're just about to hit an hour on the podcast. I'd like to thank you so much for listening.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. It's been really fun.
I've really enjoyed doing this. A special thanks to my buddy Sahil from school. He's like hooking us up with some like hardware stuff for the podcast and stuff, and a special thanks to Lord Dorfington for being our editor,
and of course thanks to DLG.
Thanks to DLG for letting us do this under you guys' name. Thanks to At the Sea and Westy for clearing us and all that good stuff. I guess we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, guys, take care. Stay sexy and beautiful.
Yeah, stay beautiful, guys. See ya.